What's up, internet? Today I am going to show you how to make a giant Jenga tower in all of its Jenga goodness. So I'm going to make this video short so you can get to it and make your own. Basically what you're going to want to do is, first of all, you are going to want to buy a 2x4x12. That means that it's 12 feet long, the board. You can find these at Home Depot or Lowe's. They're about $5.50, somewhere around there. And that's what you're going to want. You're going to want about 4 of them because a typical game of Jenga consists of 18 rows and 54 blocks. So you're going to be doing a lot of cutting and you're going to be doing a lot of sanding, but we'll get to that later. So first, you're going to want to take your measuring tape and sprawl it out along the board like I've done here. And you're going to want to measure 10.5 inches. And you're going to want to mark it off, every 10.5 inches and make your mark with your pen so you know exactly where to cut. I recommend doing the entire board, or boards I should say, because you're going to have a couple. I recommend marking all the boards first, making sure they're just right, and then get into cutting. That way it can go as quickly as possible. The cutting process for me took about, I'd say about 10-15 minutes. I was trying to be really precise and make sure it came out just right. You could probably do it quicker if you fly through it. You could use a hand saw for this. It would not be that fun. I used a power saw. There's a couple different tools that you could use. It's not a must, but you could. I've got a power saw here. It's a hand saw. I have a miter saw over here, which is actually the tool that I used. It was just much quicker for me. And then there's also a couple different sanders. You can use a sander like this. There's also a smaller one, which works just fine. Or you can use your hand. But anyway, back to what you're supposed to do. So you're going to cut all the pieces like I have already done. And again, it's really important that they're 10.5 inches, because what happened to me is my first go around, I cut the pieces 8 inches, just thinking I could maybe save some money on the wood. And what happens is, the way Jenga is played is you put 3 blocks this way, and then you put 3 blocks on top of it this way. And when they're 8 inches, whenever you stack them, they actually stack and they overlap, and it's not one fluid, relatively the same length type thing as you got going on here, which is definitely how you want your Jenga game played. So anyway, you'll want to make sure 10.5 inches is the way you cut them. They'll come out looking just like this. If you'll notice, there's splinters all over the place, and right here it gets pretty bad. It's just really rough. And so what you're gonna have to do is the terrible part, which is sanding. It took me about an hour to sand. I sanded about half of them by myself, and then I had 2 buddies that for whatever reason just wanted to help sand. So they helped me out, and in total it took us about an hour. The finished product ends up looking like this. It's smooth to the touch. You can run your fingers over it. You're going to want to sand every single part of this, honestly. You're going to want to sand the top portion so that whenever you're moving the Jenga pieces around, it'll, slide however you need it to. Don't be worried if you sand the entire thing down and they still seem a little bit rough, meaning like they don't easily move out. That's just how Jenga is played. If you've ever played on a small Jenga thing, you'll touch some tiles and they'll just scoot right on through like that. And then there's other tiles like this one. It's just rough. It kind of depends on how the weight is distributed on here. So anyway, this is what it ends up looking like. As I said, you'll want to sand every single corner, including the edges here. Get rid of all the splinters right there. And then you'll just want to stack it exactly like this. 3 across. And then on the next row, you're going to be 3 the opposite direction, and so on and so on. And it's a blast to play. The only real rule is once you get started on a board such as this, you get it. If you get it a little ways out, then you're committed to it, and you have to finish that. And I guess the last rule is you're not allowed to touch the top 2 rows when you play Jenga. So completed rows, I should say. So if this row looked like this, then that means you wouldn't be able to play pull any blocks from this row or the row below it. Now if this row is completed, then it changes and you just can't pull from these top 2 rungs. So anyway, that is how to make your own Jenga set. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If this video was helpful, make sure to like it and share it with your friends. It's a blast to play. Everyone loves it. As you see on the thumbnail of this video, that's what it looks like when it's being played. Talk to you later. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out.